What's up, everybody? We back with another episode of Underground with the Unbounds. I am LJ, your host, alongside the ghost that wrote this intro. Joining us on this episode is a technical and tactical genius in his own right, from Italy to Cape Town. It is an honor to introduce to y'all software solutions developer W Masie. What's up, Iky? How you doing,
man? The honor's all mine, man. I'm all good, man. I'm all good. I can't complain. It's a bit cold out here, but yeah.
All right.
What's up?
All right, please let our viewers know who Iky is and what Iky does.
That's a very layered question, eh? I thought I'd be prepared for it. That's a very layered question. Iky does a lot. Iky does a lot of things. If I were to sum it up in something very soundbitey, I would say that I take ideas and we turn them into products. Right? So we take that's essentially where my passion lies. That's not all I do. I'm a developer in general, so we do just coding. But where the passion lies and where the uniformed company lies is in taking undone ideas, or taking something that has been done and doing it differently, taking that and building an entire product or business from that. So that's what I do.
Right. Okay, so the last time we met, you were the co-founder of a tech company, man. So why tech?
It's the only industry that isn't racist. It's the only industry that awards you whatever you deserve on the basis of merits and not on the basis of who you know, where you're from, your background, or your color. And that's not the case in any other industry, if we're being fair. I could want to be a lawyer, for instance. But I'm kind of limited as to where I can be a lawyer. I can only be a lawyer in the country that I practice. It's an even playing ground, man. Other industries don't offer you the same opportunity without you knowing somebody or being a certain color. At least when you're from Africa, I think is what I was trying to fall down. It's very different when you're elsewhere. But if you're from Africa and you want to get out there, you either have to know someone, be very well connected, or be white or Indian. That's the truth. So I knew that at an early age, and I decided, you know what? If 13-year-olds in the Philippines can make $1 million. $1 million in Bula is retirement money. Most people die not seeing 1/10 of that. A 13-year-old kid sitting in his shack somewhere can with just an idea generate $1 million. And so that's what started it all.
That's true. Because a lot of people, if we're talking about programming, a lot of people think it's a tough thing to do, but once you get the logic of it and how to exactly, what you want to solve and whatnot, then it becomes.
But my man, everything is difficult in life. I don't want to get into farming because farming is difficult for me. Difficulty is a matter of it's very relative. Right? Everything is difficult. I consider cleaning difficult. I don't consider programming difficult, but it's because what is your purpose in life? What is your motivation? If your motivation is you feel like, you know what, I can do this feeding thing, I can feed people, then farming is definitely what you want to be doing. If you feel you can be solving problems in business, then IT is what you should be doing. If you feel you want to express your mind to the world, then art is what you should be doing. But I can't draw. But if you have that feeling, if you have that passion, then that's where your calling lies. And it's not difficult for you. It's difficult for everybody who doesn't have that. So
I know, that's well put. So anyway, man, I remember back in December 2015, you were giving me a ride to the Crebo. You said that you said that you felt I had so much potential and I wasn't tapping fully into it. That made me reflect, and I haven't looked back since, and I appreciate that. Just wanted to let you know. And so with that being said, what or who would you say initiated your love or interest for tech? Yeah.
I think my love for tech came from me seeing what I didn't have or what my parents couldn't afford. Right? So I went to some pretty fancy schools, but it's like my parents were breaking their back to do that. So there was no space for anything. It was just school.
Yeah.
The lunch and they get that thing for lunch. You didn't buy lunch at school. And you chill with people who have PlayStations and PCs at home from like age 8. And when you go check them at their house, that's generally what you do. You go home and you don't have that. And that's kind of where my longing for tech came from. And then I got to the point whereby I thought, okay, cool. I probably want to go do tech at school. I've always liked computers, still did. Wanted to create websites. Always wanted to own my own tech company. So I went to Monash and I failed because I was in school for the wrong reasons. At that point, I was in school for the wrong reasons. You met me after I had realized why and what it is I wanted school for. And so when I went back to school was a breeze second time around. But it was in school, it was in BAC where the passion for tech development started. Year 1, first assignment, first semester, Friedmore Sidume's class.
Hey.
Yeah. That happened after we had to make a vehicle management system, but it was the very first thing, so nobody knew how to code at that point, and it was just supposed to be, can you create an interface with buttons and a drop-down list and have it calculate something? And so I got started. I think I knocked it out in about, when I got into it, it started getting really difficult, right? Like I couldn't understand what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
And so for about 2-3 days, I don't think I slept for 2-3 days, and I didn't focus on any other assignment, and I didn't do anything else but try to figure out that problem. I forget what, I think the problem was changing images or something, switching images, because I wanted that when you change the drop down, the image of the car should be there and you should be able to change the image in a little picture view. I couldn't, I had no programming experience. Once I got that, I think that's where the bug came in. I got that picture to switch, and then I'm like, what else can I do? What else can I do to let me change the background? And I went in for another week and a half, and then I started thinking to myself, but this is silly, because I can see that this information is on my computer. How would somebody on another computer read my information? And that's where database. I didn't know at the time I needed a database, and I went to Friedmore. And I'm like, yo, man, how's anybody supposed to read this data in a real life scenario? Because this is not a realistic application. Yeah. And he just looked at me and he's like, figure it out. And I have never stopped figuring it out. I've never stopped believing I can figure it out. If he, at that time when I knew nothing, with all the experience he has, thought like, yeah, this kid is smart enough to figure it out. Yeah. Why should I not think that now? And then, dude, it works even now. I step into a new arena every day. I'll be doing things that I don't know. But if I know anything, is that if anyone can do it, it's me. I am sure of that one thing, that if anybody can figure it out, it's me. I may not figure it out the best, but I will damn sure figure it out. Yeah. So that was the passion drive. It was a lack of having tech. And then when start getting allowance, I remember my dad. I think when I started varsity, in about 2 months, I'd sold that cow for a laptop. I don't regret it to this day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, man. I have no words right now. That's beautiful. So
Yeah.
I've heard some people in high places saying that the IT market in Boston is saturated. I also get the feeling that the industry you are in is heavily slept on around here. Why would you dig your own grave and delve into something that is regarded as not that essential on a national level? I stand to be corrected, by the way.
Um, one, one. I think you're misunderstanding the nature of the industry I'm in,
Mm,
and I think I have never misunderstood the nature of the industry I'm in, which is why I ended up where I did.
yeah.
But everybody else in IT also seems to misunderstand the nature of the industry I'm in, and it's not a matter of the market is saturated.
Mm,
It is much like I consider our local IT industry. And again, I'm not going to speak about the IT industry from things that aren't within my expertise. When I say IT industry, I mean development.
mm,
Developers in bots are like government employees. Developers and bots are happy with their friends, their close associates, their parents, their uncles, and their cousins saying, "Yo, that's a dope idea, man. Yeah, you can make some real money off of that, man." And that's enough for somebody to think that they're good enough to compete in the industry. And so guys will get frustrated when they see they can't get jobs. But dude, like, I'm in Cape Town right now and I've never submitted a CV in my life. Ever. Nobody's ever seen a CV.
There's always a problem, some problem to solve.
No, but I mean, it didn't even come down to that. To show you,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't explain to you why, if you can say that the industry is saturated.
Yeah.
Saturated how? What, niggas are looking for jobs? If you're a software developer, why are you looking for a job? My cousins laughed at me one time when I was still doing, when I was in Monash.
Mm.
And I have cousins in South Africa, and I was chilling with them, and they were chilling with their boys, and we were drinking. They're like, "Yo, man, so what do you do?" I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm a software developer. I'm trying to focus on this app shit." And they're like, "Oh shit, nigga, you got it easy in life." And I didn't get it at the time. I'm like, "What the hell, man? You niggas are driving BMWs. You niggas look like you got money. How do you guys see me as the guy with the most potential of all of you?" And they're like, "Because all you guys need to do to make money is literally sit together. You need to sit with 3 or 4 of your friends. You need to get serious about something. And in 2 weeks, you have a product." And our problem as developers is we don't know the value of the product. We don't know the scale of the product. And Botswana were all too happy to provide products just for Botswana. And that's where the fundamental issue lies. You can't get into a global industry for local benefits.
Yeah.
They will trickle by default because you'd have to start somewhere. If you're trying to launch something for the international market, your best playing ground is at home. But it has to be for the international market, not for at home.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you need to look at different ways of solving the problems that people are encountering. Right? You can't be sitting in a room with your boys for 6 months trying to come up with the next big idea for Botswana. That makes no sense. You're either fixing a specific problem, i.e., that POS PC is nonsense, and we can cut 15 minutes off of their processing time, and before you even code, you can talk to Chopi. "Gents, would you guys like to engage us? Just under contract that, we'll code for the next 2 months, we'll come back in a month. If we can develop you a point of sale system that's better than the one you have, we go for it." That's solving a problem. But we don't try to solve problems like that. We assume, and I'm guilty of this. This is why I'm here, because I was guilty of this, right? I'm not pointing fingers. I'm really pointing to myself in the past, because I was guilty of this. Where you sit with your boys and you'll have a great idea, because Botswana have brilliant ideas. But you will assume and then start doing work before that idea is properly fleshed out, before you understand the gravity of what you're trying to do. And then you get frustrated along the way when things don't go your way. a business first approach for developers is something that's lacking. It's not just lacking in Botswana, it's lacking throughout almost all of Africa, the majority of Africa, with the exception of South Africa and Kenya. Those are the development hubs of Africa, right? But we have the economic resources and the human resources to show both of these countries dust. But again, they'll say that the market is saturated. Saturated for who? Right? IT guys don't. IT is not for Botswana alone. If you feel the market is saturated, how are we surviving now? Lockdown has been the busiest time of my life because now everybody needs something IT, but I can't go to them. So why does it matter where I am? It should just prove to you, this whole lockdown thing should prove to you that the market isn't saturated. You can't tell me that the market is saturated. Guys are just looking the IT market in Botswana. There's no such thing as an IT market in Botswana. It's the IT market. It is when you're operating. How is it operating from Botswana, which is then a policy thing? What do the policies have for guys operating? And Botswana is one of the least regulated countries in the world when it comes to startups, when it comes to anything, actually. And so you're at an advantage at a global scale to be able to go out with a solution because you don't have the regulations that limit you like in the States or in South Africa. No, you can just go out and do it. You know? So to anybody who says I was digging myself my own grave, I find that incredibly, it's almost hilarious, man. To me, it's almost hilarious.
Yeah.
You know? Because I'm good. I'm better off than a lot of my peers right now. You know? I don't have the same stress everybody else has. I can tell my bosses fuck off and know that tomorrow I'm not gonna go hungry. I may not be earning as much as I'm earning, but I sure as hell ain't going hungry because I am the business.
Yeah.
And every developer needs to take themselves that they are the business. You are a crucial asset. And for so long as you remain a crucial asset, nothing can knock it from you. Nobody can take that from you. And so nothing can stop you from moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye. And your work, the work that you do demands a lot from you. You know, when you can't seem to find that one bug the night before lunch, how do you unwind from the stress and prepare yourself to mentally get back in the right space to solve that type of technical problem?
I don't unwind. I may step away, smoke, have a blunt, but I don't. It's literally to just step away and maybe stretch and get back at it. There is no refreshing and coming back to it. But I believe maybe I'm very specific in that because when I code with Mojo, I'll say. So when I get in the zone, I'm in the zone. I cannot leave the zone for food, for sleep, for anything except for that problem. There is no rest. There is no rest.
Yeah, that is true.
There is no rest. When you're there is no rest. So when you say, what do you do? There is no rest, dog. You just push to make sure that by 6 o'clock, that thing is fixed. Like there's no way I can step away. Because if you step away for 5 minutes, dude, you'll be feeling guilty. I can't sleep when that happens. I can't sleep when I have these problems. I slept at 2 o'clock last night because I'm learning something that I've never learned before, and I need it by Tuesday. I need to have proved that I know it by Tuesday. So it means I really need to know it by like tomorrow. I really, really need to know it by tomorrow, and then give them something to show on Tuesday. So the zone, dog, never stops. Never stops.
Leave your details, your contact details for anyone that wants to inquire more about you and your work.
If anybody would like to contact me, I would rather they contact me through you. You can contact contact you directly via whatever channels, and you've got my details, so you can do that. Also, I don't brand my business, so only the clients that need me ever find me. And it saves me a lot of nonsense, people who are out to waste my time. So I no longer go out. People come and find me because they know me. And so I won't go off and even let people know what company I have now. It's of no relevance to anyone who would view this. The people who need my services find them through the best channels possible. So yeah.
I dig nuts, man. I appreciate you for having this convo with us. I wish you all the best with all your current and future endeavors, man.
No doubt, man. No doubt. It's a bit sad. Your government is messing up, but
yeah.
What can we do?
I guess the best way we can deal with it is to tell ourselves that we'll find a way.
Well, you find a way out. Find a way out, homie.
Yeah, right.
Complaining doesn't help if you can't do anything about it. Complaining doesn't help if you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, on that note, yeah. If you're watching this, shout out for tuning in. Yeah, do subscribe and follow to support the Unbound Traveler movement. Get the merchandise. Stalk us on Instagram and Facebook at 267 Unbound Traveler. See y'all on the next one. It's a wrap. We're out.